A lot of your training methods are based on how fighters think and feel and how they handle fear and those kind of things. Golovkin been built up his whole career, but he'd never been in with a top-flight fighter in a super fight on a professional stage. Now he's in his mid-30s. Canelo's a counterpuncher with some pop on the counters. It seemed to me that there was enormous pressure on Golovkin to win, but not take the risks necessary, talking about Mexican style, the way Chavez did against Rosario, because in taking those risks, you're getting countered. And if he lost that fight, the pressure on him to win, especially not to get knocked out, people would say the first time he stepped up, it would like invalidate his whole career. And to me, that seemed like the thing that kept him from fighting the way you suggest he should have fought. What do you think of that?
He should have recognized that he wasn't being counted early on. And his corner should have recognized if he didn't recognize it. That's what a corner's for. You come in there and to supplement you, to help you, to compliment you, to remind you of what you're doing or not doing, and how you're thinking. Maybe you're not thinking the right way, to put you back on track. That's where a corner earns their money, and it's a lot of money at this level. So he should have seen he wasn't being counted, and he should have said, you know what? You work. You take a chance to get counted, to get in close, so that you can have the advantage of the bigger guy with the bigger guy being on a small guy. You take the advantage. You take the risk of getting in there, and then you get in there.
Stay in there.
Wait a minute, Teddy.
Wait a minute, Teddy.
You know what? I must admit, I think that you're being
right on time.
Listen. Come on, Teddy.
That train is
You are beautiful. You are right on time.
I really believe you are being a bit too hard on Triple G.
Okay.
I saw some counters from Canelo. I saw some uppercuts from Canelo
later on.
when he came in.
Later on.
I saw him early to some of them. Not as much as late, but I saw some early on, enough to make him feel a sting and say, I might not want to come in here with being too risky.
He's a top-level fighter. Step to the side so the guy can't hit.
When has Triple G ever stepped to the side? When has he ever stepped to the side? Did he do that against Danny Jacobs?
Let the trainer teach him to do that.
At that level, you got to know it coming into the fight, Teddy.
At that level, you should be able to do that. Or you're saying he's overrated. And let's say it right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Really, Teddy?
I'm going to say it. Canelo's overrated.
What?
Yeah.
That's very disrespectful.
No, it's not disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
I think he's terrific. I think he's terrific. I think he's an aggressive fighter. I think he's an aggressive fighter that people love to watch. He's fan-friendly. He's strong. He's all those things. And he was undefeated. But that doesn't mean he can't.
Don't you hide from this conversation. Let me tell you something. This man is talking about Triple G like that.
Right.
Is Canelo not a big-time fighter?
You know what,
he does not.
Yes, he
is
does.
Canelo not a big-time fighter?
He went to Colombia.
Teddy, you know what? You know what? Here's the issue with saying Canelo's overrated.
I didn't get out of high school.
Teddy, you would have had a better argument before the Triple G fight. But Canelo held his own at least with a guy who was storming through the division at middleweight. That was very impressive to me.
First time he fought a middleweight, he fought Danny Jacobs, and some people thought he lost. No. Listen, he's overrated. He's one-dimensional.
Oh, Triple G, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, you said Canelo.
No, he was saying Triple G. He said
talking about Triple G.
Oh, well, yes. Well,
yeah.
hold on.
Somebody clean out that headset for him.
You better be careful with what you say. Hold on. You better be careful with what you say, Max Kellerman.
Be careful.
Overrated and underrated has to do with where you're rated versus how good you are.
Okay.
I always thought Triple G was a top 5-ish pound for pound. People had him rated #1. And he hadn't proved it against top opposition. Not his fault. Those guys wouldn't fight him. But he hadn't proved it against top opposition. Teddy's right.
Which means it's not false. If they didn't step in the ring and go up against him, how do y'all know it's false? Listen,
but you still got to earn it. You still got to prove it.
If Canelo is elite, and that is who Triple G is going up against, and that is the only litmus, that's the only piece of evidence that we have. How come we can't sit up there and just say, yo, because Canelo was more powerful than we realize even at the middleweight spot?
What you can't do is anoint a guy #1 pound for pound before he's proven it against top opposition.
Well, who did Canelo prove it against? Because he lost to Floyd.
No one's called him #1 pound for pound.
Well, then who's number?
Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford's been within a lot of good fighters, and even still people are saying, we want to see Crawford in with more good fighters.
I blame you for this, Teddy. My caffeine hasn't even kicked in yet.
I started this fight. I see.
Yeah,
don't you just stay right here.